Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome back to the Mod Sauce. I've made a huge mistake. I'm going to show you that in just a minute. The good news is, look how much of this we have. We can make 2 octuple compressed cobblestones, burn them, and turn that into 9 bedrockium ingots a piece. So we should be able to make 3 drums with that, I believe. Yeah, it's 6 a piece. So we can make either 3 drums or 2 drums and one of those reinforced watering cans, which I want to make just for bragging rights and because you can automate it in the autonomous activator. I actually can get this. I don't know how to do soul crafting, but I can make the sword. There's a cheat to make the stable, unstable ingots. If you make an unstable nugget, let's do it this way. If you make, it's a semi-stable nugget. If you make 9 of these, you can make an ingot that won't explode. So that's a cheaty way to do it. I don't really mind, honestly, because it's a pain. Blizzard is going to be nice enough to share his pseudo division sigil thing so that we can make a super builder's wand, because that is a very complicated process. I'll put a link to his video in the description. He went through the whole process. It's a pain, and I don't want to do it, but I'll share his video so you can see how to do it. So I've just finished making all the stuff to make a digital miner. And I don't know what time of day it is. Let's see if we can sleep. Okay, it's not night. No big deal. So I've been doing some work on the area here. You can see some redwood stuff down there. I was making the area and I thought, you know, it'd be cool if I grew a redwood tree right in the center. Well, it didn't grow in the center. It grew off center and it didn't look right. Whoa. So I need a way to get rid of all the redwood wood up there, I guess. My lumber axe took down most of the tree, but it left all these little branches. So I figure I'd give a digital miner a try before I got out the filler, because the digital miner is much faster. The filler is really slow now. So let's get in here. I should have brought my atomic disassembler. That thing works pretty well on this stuff like this. Pretty well on just about anything, really. And let's put a torch right there. So let me see if I can place this guy. Not yet. I don't remember how tall it is. There we go. I don't have access to where I need to power and stuff. So let's knock out a few more leaves. And I'm pretty sure the power goes in the top right there. And the items come out the back. Alright, so let's do config. We're going to make the radius 32. Min, I don't know. Okay, that'll probably work. New filter. I don't know what it's called. How about this? Can I do that? There we go. Okay. Let's try this. And see, we don't care about Silk Touch. Let's just start it. It says to mine 413. So it is working. Okay, awesome. So if I am left with anything else. I don't think that the heart of the redwood is up here. I think it's all just bark. I'm going to throw some speed and energy upgrades in this thing, and then I'll be back when it's done. Hey, welcome back, guys. So it's funny, I've been working on an idea for a power system for a while, using a culinary generator. And Cat Dog just posts a video, I think it was today, about putting cakes in a culinary generator. Great minds, I guess. Anyway, my idea was to take some liquid meat, run it through the meat packer, and feed the meat ingots to a culinary generator. It's not quite as much RF as cake, but it's pretty good. So if you're in a culinary generator, you mouse over a food, it'll tell you what you get. So we get 40 RF out of cooked meat, only 32 out of steak, 24 out of chicken. This stuff could be fairly plentiful. I've already got a QED, so it's no problem to make an 8X or 64X generator. One thing I did find out, if you're in the generator, it took me a while to realize you could just hover over the food, it'll tell you what the power is. It's the same in NEI, so if you don't have something and you want to know what it is, you can just type it in there and hover as long as you're in the interface, and it'll tell you what you get. So you get 96,000 RF from cake, and the meat ingots were, I don't know, 2/3 of that or something. Anyway, that was the idea I was working on. We could very well do a similar system to his, but I would do it a little differently. We won't get into what he did. If you guys want to watch his video, it's Cat Dog Pig Duck. Should be over in my my featured channels thing. I would do it with the Steve's Factory Manager and an MFR Rancher to get the milk. So how I wanted to do this was I wanted to make a zombie soul shard, like a tier 5 soul cage, kill the guys with the I forget the name of that thing. I was just looking at it. Let's run down. It won't take that long. It's not the grinder, it's the other thing. The slaughterhouse, right? So the slaughterhouse, you get pink slime. That's all anybody really uses it for. Well, if you take this liquid meat and put it in a meat packer, you get meat ingots. And there's no real interface, so you have to set the output on it. So there's no buffer, but it'll output to a connected inventory. So essentially what we'd have to do is, see, we're getting raw meat ingots right now. You cook them and then put them in the culinary generator. You can turn these into a block, which doesn't work in the generator, and I don't think the raw ones work in the generator, but the cooked ones, I mean, these take relatively little RF, and these, I don't know what they use, but I mean, it can't be that much. So from one 8X generator, you figure you get 320 RF a tick. Should be enough to run 4 slaughterhouses, 4 meat packers, and 4 regular tier redstone furnaces. I'm going to try and work that out between episodes. I like to use renewable power. So we made our soul shard. We just need to kill a zombie. I finished making something. I don't really know what it is. You'll see it right now. Nope. Let's go back because it's dark. I got to building. I don't know what I was thinking or where I was going when I started, but this is what I ended up with. It looks cool on the mini map, I'll give it that. We know I'm not a builder, but I basically started out with a circle and then I cut in on each side. This will be the door. I'm going to put a drawbridge and clear glass here. And then vertical windows instead of making windows all the way around. And then skylights. And my original thought was, okay, well, I'll put a ME terminal on each of these four sides, and then I'll put my machines on the bottom here. I'll have a couple dedicated for ore processing, not a problem. And then all my like mechanism on one side, thermal expansion on one side. But then I got to thinking, well, this is probably not going to be a big enough place. It occupies 2x2 chunks almost. So I don't know where I would expand to except upward. So if I put all the machines, I missed a row right there. If I put all the machines around there and run all my piping and wires in the middle, well then how am I going to get up and down? Unless I put an elevator in the corner right here, which we could do. I mean, I could put 4 elevators. Let me know your thoughts on this, because I'm not actually going to move any machines over here for a while. What I wanted to try first, these blocks are from Extra Utilities, and you can actually tint them a color. So I've got the black ones, the white ones, and the gray ones. And if you do any botania at all, or even if you don't, if you find any flowers in the world, if you take the petals and make a pestle and mortar, which is, that's not the recipe. Where did it go? It's a really simple recipe. It's a plank, a bowl, and a stick. If you put your leaves with that thing, you get this floral powder, which is essentially just dye. You can use it in place of any dye in the game. So I made some of this, and what we're going to do, if you right-click one of these Extra Utilities blocks with some of this stuff, it'll tint it, and it'll affect every block in the chunk. So I figured I'd take a few colors, hit some of these blocks with them, see what they look like, see what color it actually tints it. I kind of like that one better than I like the regular gray. But I mean, you can do it with any of the 16 colors. Whoa, why did that one? Ooh, alright. Anyway, I guess the more you click it, the more it gets tinted. So now we're in blue territory, which I don't want, so I guess I can use this to color it. Oh, I have to turn it into dye first. So that'll lighten it all the way back to gray. And it doesn't look like it actually consumes the dye, which I didn't know until just now. So you can basically fine-tune this to like any hue you want, which is pretty cool. So I kind of like that. Let's leave that one. And then I also wanted to try the white ones with the light blue to see what that does. It doesn't really do a lot if you click it once. See how it's only affecting it in this chunk. So I kind of like that. I think I'm going to leave that. It's a good and a bad thing that it affects all of them in a chunk, because if you don't want every single block to have that tint, you're kind of out of luck. So if I had one of these blocks in my inventory, just as an example, see, there's no tint right here because we're in this chunk. If we go to this chunk, you see how it's tinted? It's the same block, it's just being affected by this one chunk. So let's see if we can match these up. I'm slightly colorblind, so I'll be surprised if I get them. That looks close enough. Yeah, I kind of like that. And I was wondering, ooh, that's gross. I mean, it's not bad necessarily, but with with this other stuff I have going on, it's not good. Let me see if we've got any squid out here. We'll grab some ink and take care of that. I dug this down a little bit over here just because I wanted it to be a little deeper. Really, no particular reason, but all right, let's make those let's make those all the way black again. All right, so that's what we're looking like right now. We could change it, but I think I'll leave it like that. But let me know what you think about this. I was thinking about making a tower, but I don't really know. I thought about putting the soul cage over here, and the way the chunk lays out, I mean, I can just fit it in here, 9 by 9, which is what it spawns. I might have to move them in a block to accommodate all the slaughterhouses, but that's not a big deal. And I wasn't a fan. I know I said I don't like this grass color. Initially I was not a fan, but I kind of like it without all the tall grass and stuff on it. And I kind of like the way it also blends into this other green. So this is what we're looking like right now. It's not what I imagined when I started, but it's what I've ended up with. So that's it. For lighting, what I'm going to do, I guess I can run through and, well, we need to do something else. What I'm going to do is the Invisiblights mod. If you make a rod of light and a rod of darkness, the rod of light, if you have a glowstone dust in your inventory and you right click, it'll put an invisible block there that's as bright as a torch, I believe. So it occupies the block space, so you can't put anything there, but you don't have torches everywhere, which is pretty awesome. So I think I'm going to use that to light it up. If you want to get rid of it, you use the rod of darkness and it'll take away the light block. It's just obsidian and a stick, and this is a diamond, a stick, and glowstone. So I mean, it's not super cheap, and it does consume a piece of glowstone every time you place a light. So there is a roguelike dungeon over here somewhere. It should be just past this barn. There's a village and a dungeon. I know there are zombie spawners in there. And I'm assuming, I've never used Soul Shards Reborn. I'm assuming that once you set your type, you can consume a spawner and add X amount of kills. So we're going to go down in here. We're going to set our type to zombie. And then I just lit up all the spawners for right now, so I don't have to worry about it. Is this a zombie? Yep. I better put my shard on the bar. Bound to zombie. Right click. Tier 2. Awesome. So that still works the same way. That's good. This is a skeleton spawner. So it looks like you can only consume spawners of the same type. So I'm going to have to find a few more zombie spawners, which shouldn't be an issue in these things because they're everywhere. Let's see what this one is. That one's spiders. There's another one. Boom! We're already tier 3. Is that one zombies too? Sweet. Tier 4. And then hopefully that last one will bump it up to tier 5. What we could probably do is go ahead and grab some of these. And if it's anything like the original soul shards, once you put it in the cage, when you break the cage, you get the shard back. I know that the Soul Shards guy did a lot of changing, and it got nerfed quite a bit. We used to use Blaze, like tier 5 Blaze soul cages to run Railcraft boilers, and they worked really well. Let's just go down one more level. I feel like it shouldn't be too much of a problem to find a zombie spawner, and I'd really like to have this done because then I can start my testing, see how many generators I'm going to need, stuff like that. Why can't you find a spawner when you need one? Are we tier 5? No, we're not. So you probably get 200 kills per spawner or something like that. There's another one. So I should get it pretty quick. As many zombies are here right now. It's basically like spam click, like cookie clicker, which I have still not played to this day. I refuse. So I think you need 1024. I only need about 7 more. Those guys don't count. I guess they're not technically zombies. Hello? Anyone? I guess I could turn on night vision so you guys could see. That would have been good. 2 more. Where you at, guys? There we go. Tier 5. Let's get out of here. Which way is it? It's not that. Yeah, it is this way. Alright, so that is probably going to do it for this episode. If I can get out of here safely. Let me know your thoughts on the quote-unquote base. I don't love it, but I'm my own worst critic, so I don't know if, that really matters. Let's see, which way do I need to go? Past the village. Have I got my hang glider? I don't. Yeah, but let me know what you think about how to lay out the base and where to lay things out. I feel like elevators in the 4 corners would be just fine. And putting the machines in the middle, like I originally intended, should work out okay. Here we are. So, additionally, if you have any other comments or questions, suggestions, anything of the sort, please let me know. I'm going to figure out where to put the farms and everything and fill this place up with stuff. I'd like to thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you next time.